Hi, in this presentation presented for you by Team 6, we will be assessing risks and provide mitigation plans for ExxonMobil. ExxonMobil is one of the largest oil and gas corporations in the world, and it was established in 1999 through the merger of two large corporations, Exxon and Mobil. Now, ExxonMobil currently operates globally in more than 70 countries. It is a leading company that is well known for its innovations in the industry and heavy investments in research and development. They are also known for their care for the environment and safety. In addition, ExxonMobil is a key contributor to the global energy supplies. As we could see, ExxonMobil uses the Operations Integrity Management Systems, which is also known as OIMS, framework in order to avoid and mitigate risks, as well as to ensure that all aspects of the operations are carried out properly and safely. The framework is designed to ensure that all operations are carried out in an environmentally responsible and reliable manner, in compliance with the regulations and standards. It provides a structured approach to identify and manage risks, monitor performance, and continuously improve operations. The OIMS framework is based on 11 principles, and each element is integrated into the company's business operations. OIMS is also implemented, monitored, and constantly improved throughout ExxonMobil's operations. According to ExxonMobil themselves, the system for measuring and mitigating risks, also known as OIMS, today guides every operating decisions they make on a daily basis.
We will further be discussing the risks faced by ExxonMobil and ways to mitigate them. Our risk likelihood and impact matrix measures risks on a scale of 1 to 3, with 3 being the highest impact, severity, and likelihood. The risks we will be discussing today are safety incident risk, environmental risk, supply chain disruption, cybersecurity risk, regulatory risk, and competition and market dynamics risk. ExxonMobil, as one of the world's largest oil and gas companies, operates in a high-risk industry where safety incidents can have severe consequences for employees, communities, and the environment. Safety incidents can occur in various parts of the business, including exploration and production, refining, chemical manufacturing, and transportation. For example, in the upstream sector, safety incidents can occur during offshore drilling operations, while in the downstream sector, incidents can occur in refineries, chemical plants, and pipelines. To mitigate safety incident risks, ExxonMobil has several measures in place. The company provides extensive training and resources to employees to help them identify and manage risks. ExxonMobil has a comprehensive safety management system in place that includes safety procedures, protocols, and guidelines for all employees to follow. The company regularly monitors and reviews safety resources and performance, conducts audits using data, tools, and metrics, and ingrains a culture where safety of employees is a top priority. ExxonMobil also ensures that all equipment and machines used follow safety guidelines and has an emergency response plan in place. Before any new project, especially in the offshore drilling platforms, ExxonMobil conducts a risk assessment of the area and work. The company also has personal protective equipment for employees and conducts hazard assessments. For example, for chemical plants, ExxonMobil conducts an assessment to identify hazards such as toxic chemicals, high pressure systems, and fire explosion risks. Once identified, the risks are assessed in terms of their likelihood and severity, and appropriate controls are implemented to mitigate the risk. ExxonMobil also uses several tools to manage safety-related data and monitor compliance with safety regulations. These tools include safety data management systems, environmental health and safety management softwares, process safety management softwares, digital inspection platforms, and predictive analytical tools.
Fossil fuel companies are still huge polluters. When fossil fuels are burned, they release large amounts of carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas. With growing concerns about climate change, ExxonMobil must address its own existential crisis and deal with environmental and climate risks in order to move forward in a changing long-term future. Firstly, industrial transformation. ExxonMobil can increase investment portfolio in clean energy, including hydrogen energy, biofuels. They can be produced in a variety of ways and have the potential for near zero greenhouse gas emissions, and help ExxonMobil reduce its dependence on fossil fuels. Secondly, adopt high technologies to reduce emissions. For example, carbon capture, utilization, and storage technologies, which also known as CCUS. CCUS is a proven method of capturing carbon dioxide emissions and storing them safely deep underground, helping to reduce the carbon intensity of industrial operations and advancing a low-carbon future. Eventually, enhance transparency and disclosure. ExxonMobil can develop an environmental management system and provide a public with environmental performance. Making information clear to the outside world will enable ExxonMobil to be effectively monitored.
Supply chain disruption risk can affect ExxonMobil in several ways. One potential issue is that increased operational costs may arise from having to seek out alternative sources of supply that are less efficient or more expensive. This in turn can affect revenue and profitability by making it difficult to produce and deliver products to customers in a timely manner and at competitive prices. Also, the delays and failure to meet contractual obligations could lead to reputational damage. To mitigate or manage this risk, first, ExxonMobil can consider diversifying suppliers to reduce dependence on single suppliers or routes. Second, it can regionalize its operations to serve local markets more efficiently and avoid cross-border disruptions. Lastly, ExxonMobil can streamline its organizational structure to improve its effectiveness and enable the company to better respond to market changes and consumer demands. In this way, it can better avoid any internal factors that can cause disruptions to the supply chain.
Now I'll discuss ExxonMobil's market and competition risks. ExxonMobil operates in a very competitive market and competes with other multinational companies such as Royal Dutch Shell, British Petroleum, and Chevron. These companies have similar resources and capabilities, hence compete for market share, resource reserves, and customers. Companies are investing heavily in research and development to make renewable energy sources more cost-effective and efficient, which could eventually reduce demand for traditional fossil fuels. Furthermore, the oil and gas market is highly susceptible to price volatility, which can significantly impact ExxonMobil's profitability, which changes in global supply and demand, geopolitical events, and regulatory changes can all cause oil and gas prices to fluctuate rapidly. So to mitigate these risks, ExxonMobil could consider the following strategies. ExxonMobil could diversify its business into renewable energy and alternative fuels. This would enable the company to expand its revenue streams and reduce dependence on traditional oil and gas products. Also, the corporation could invest in research and development to develop new technologies and products that are more environmentally friendly. This could help to stay ahead of the competition and meet evolving customers' demands. Cost control, ExxonMobil could focus on reducing costs and improving all operational efficiency to remain competitive in a low-price environment. This could include measures such as streamlining operations, reducing waste, and optimizing supply chain management. Also, ExxonMobil could form strategic partnership with other companies to share expertise and resources and to gain access to new market and technologies.
The company is subject to a range of regulatory changes and risks. One of these is climate change regulations. There is an increased pressure on governments to implement regulations to limit greenhouse gas emissions and combat climate change. ExxonMobil may face risks related to implementations of such regulations, including higher compliance costs, reduced demand for fossil fuel, and potential reputational damage. To mitigate these risks, ExxonMobil has invested in research and development to explore lower carbon technologies and has set targets to reduce its own emissions. ExxonMobil operates in various countries where it is subject to environmental regulations. These regulations can be complex and subject to change, and non-compliance can result in fines. To mitigate these risks, ExxonMobil has implemented environmental management systems, conducts regular audits, and engages with stakeholders to ensure compliance. The company operates in countries with varying political and legal systems and can be subject to risks related to government policies and political instability. To mitigate these risks, ExxonMobil engages in active stakeholder management, monitors regulatory and political development, and maintains a strong legal team. Oil and gas operations can be hazardous, and accidents can result in injury and environmental damage. To mitigate these risks, the company has implemented safety procedures and training programs and invests in technology and equipment to minimize the risks of accidents.
In summary, ExxonMobil, a world-leading fossil fuel company, navigates a long-term future in which changing political and economic tides threaten fossil fuels. ExxonMobil's risk assessment and mitigation plan includes implementing rigorous safety protocols, enhancing environmental management practices, diversifying its supply chain, investing in R&D to stay competitive, and closely monitoring regulatory changes. ExxonMobil must carefully deal with different types of risks in order to move forward. And that's all for our presentation. Thank you for listening, and here is our reference list.